me some room. It's my duty. Take you down to the field where the flowers bloom. She's on the highway, just on the right. You can see the highway right to the sky. Tough mama, long night's journey in your eyes.
Gavin Wallace says. Epic trip of dead ahead says. No brew. Epic trip of dead ahead says. Halo. Gavin Wallace says. Oh wait, hold on. Gavin Wallace says. We're online. Epic trip and dead ahead says. No. Gavin Wallace says. Like against people. Epic trip and dead ahead says. It's so fun. Gavin Wallace says.
She's blind, blind and bad and shaking the wind. Don't be mad. Who you are, where you been. Every cowboy that I know is 10 years of band. I'm moving out to Reagan, but the battle's over fast. Mama, your perfect stranger's coming on in at last. Power weapons have arrived. National exploding on the street. It's going to rain.
Has your flag.
Saddle on upon a ridge, and all it did was watch.
Gavin Wallace, who says, how do you get cars? Epic trip and dead ahead says. The just spawned.
Enemy has your flag.
I just fallen.
Gavin Paulison says. IMAERQ.
There's a miles crawling down, there is no end in sight. I gained some recognition, but I lost my appetite. Tough mama, meeting me at the border late tonight.
Enemy carrier has revealed themselves. Power items on the way. Power items available.
Enemy captured the flag.
Field.
Enemy returns their flag.
Power weapons incoming. Have arrived.
Five minutes remaining.
Power items on the field. They have our flag. Not good. The enemy carrier.
Enemy captured the flag.
This was all steel mill. The sky, if they were cranking steel, it was like nighttime. $1 million houses, $10,000 houses.
That's a Pittsburgh love.
Be honest, gross.
You got a garden here in town?
Swap vegetables out with each other. Like down south, everyone says, y'all. Up here, everyone says, hey, what are you doing?
So Pittsburgh is the story of neighborhoods declining and coming back, and everyone's sort of on their own cycle.
Absolutely.
Good morning, guys. Here in beautiful northern Pennsylvania. And today we're going 45 minutes south to the great city of Pittsburgh, a city that had a huge role in building America with its steel industry. From what I've heard, it's undergone quite a transformation. So today we're going to meet up with a local, an old school local. He said, Peter, I grew up here. I know the city in and out. I know every street. I can show you a tour of Pittsburgh like no other. I agreed. Let's do this. This is your city, Brian?
You came a good time, man, because it ain't even summer yet.
End of July, 90 degrees.
Right, so we're at the Gaslamp Tavern, and this is the really how many people are out there. It's really, really crazy.
To a ball, Barton. That's over. Yeah. Yeah.
Gavin Ballas says, I'm Bach.
Best not to die like that. Yeah. Yeah. We're going hunting, aren't we?
Be halfway to victory. Be careful with those. Oh, my heart is pounding. I don't even have one. It's really dangerous, isn't it? Yeah. No, they are not okay.
Five minutes remaining.
Never be on the other end of this gun. Okay? Angled the hell out of that one. Shroud screen! Yeah!
Leader nearing victory.
Well, that was terrifying to watch. Let's get murky.
Defeat.
Epic trip and dead ahead says. Second place.
One of the really cool things that you get to do when you come back through this way that regular attendees will know is the ability to take a little bit of a shortcut. Instead of having to walk back up and go down and all around, we're just going to take this next escalator down, follow this dude guy. And over here you can see there's actually a door. That door opens up to two important things. One, a bathroom, and two, the entrance to the artist alley, which is really convenient. So you can get up and down stairs if you have to go to panels just by knowing where this exhibit hall B shortcut is. It's a lot less traveled than the main directions that people are going overall. And so Here we are. Back onto the show floor. Dun, dun, dun. Now, we haven't been through here before yet. This is the
You grew up here?
I did. You look here, see that post, that column sitting there?
Yep.
The black thing?
Yep.
That goes all the way back to the early 1900s, where the original bridges. You know how politicians are. Renaissance won. So they got rid of the bridges. When I was a kid, they blew that thing up with C4, dynamite, tried knocking it over.
They made them stronger back then.
This looks absolutely nothing like when I was a kid. This is not Washington. Now we're going to Knoxville. Right on the foot. $1 million houses.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So the money hasn't crept over? What do you do for work, Brian?
Many things. I'm a licensed contractor. Electrician by trade.
Do you work at some of these homes, Brian?
Absolutely. Costing sucks, but gotta have electrician. Kids think, oh, gotta go to college, gotta go to college. You could go. The other side of this. You pay for it. They will train you to be an apprentice electrician. Provide tools and give you a job. Free. You've got an associate's degree and you're making $90,000 a year.
Right out of the gates. Into them.
They don't get it. All the people don't want to work with it. They don't want to work like this. I'm only 29.
Yeah. You got the old cobblestones here.
Oh, all over. Now you're in one of the many hoods. You'll notice the property grading really quick. I grew up in the north side of Pittsburgh. Because I'm Irish. We didn't come over here.
The Irish really stuck together back in the day.
Oh, yeah. This was all steel mill.
Power equipment on route.
70s? Mid to late 70s. Yeah. Hard to breathe.
Back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Well, I went to high schools on top of one of the mountains.
Power
there.
equipment on the
Right
feet.
over the hill from us was the Heinz factory. High school built in like 1938. Air conditioning, hot water heat.
The enemy has your flag.
So they had the windows up. Yeah, smelling everything from Heinz. So then came butchering of the island there. They butcher them. Stations and rendering fat and everything. While we were in school was unbelievable.
Okay, so in your early days, you were smelling the steel mills. You were
Smell
smelling
the mill, you
An
could see
ally
the mill.
returned our
It was
flag.
good. The sky, they're like nice, beautiful day today.
Uh-huh.
But they were cranking steel for 2 or 3 days. It was like nighttime. And even earlier on, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You can pick up some pictures
Power weapons
of
incoming.
Pittsburgh from back in the 30s and 40s. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It looks like it's 9 o'clock at night. Steel mill.
Power weapons available.
Graduated high school. Worked for my dad. He's an HVAC guy. I just didn't like it. I worked in the military, so I chose the military.
What were you in?
I went in the Navy originally.
I'm seeing that tattoo on your arm there. The anchor?
It's, yeah.
How many years did you be in the military?
Oh, 3.
Oh, wow.
I didn't rate the original bridge to the city right here. Eiffel Tower of Fame.
Oh, beautiful. So I was told Pittsburgh was a blue-collar town. Is it still a blue-collar town, fair to say? Or?
Pretty much. I mean, we have, our share of billionaires here and millionaires. So this is
shield inbound.
city government, county government here, lawyers. We're going into town here.
In town's what you call the downtown. Okay, what's a yinzer?
Overshield available.
Like down south where it says y'all.
Okay.
The enemy has your
Here
flag.
it says, hey,
Flag carrier revealed.
What are you yins doing?
Ground vehicle
Okay, that's what it
requisition.
is.
that is the courthouse. Behind it is the original jail. Now there is a bridge. If you look to the left when we go through here, I believe it's it's named after a bridge in France. It's called the Bridge of
An
Sighs.
ally returned our
And that
flag.
bridge would take you right from the court right to the jail. But it said you would sigh on your way up. But an interesting fact about this is in this jail, the warden lives in here with his wife.
Oh, that's the bridge you're talking about.
It's the Bridge of Sighs. Developed a relationship. Now this building used to be the county morgue, which sat right there. They kept it in operation, lifted it up, put it on railroad tracks, used horses.
Captured the
to
flag.
where it sits.
What did you say about that bar right there?
You got your jail.
Don't let them put that trigger spot.
And get yourself a beer. Most of the time.
Okay, is this just an old story or it's still to this day? This is the new jail.
Yep, Allegheny County Jail. You walk out of the front of the jail, you can walk down here, go back here. There you go.
Highlights, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Start handing out stuff for free. Those legal. That's what you attract.
So when
right,
did that
I'm
really
down.
take off here, or it's always been?
Well, they decriminalized marijuana in the city of Pittsburgh. I don't care. It is illegal to have like syringes, bat pipes, all that.
Power items
They don't
have arrived.
prosecute. Our government here just. I work hard for my money, and they make sure they spend every bit of it on crap we don't need.
Okay, do you pay a lot of taxes?
Not a pretty corp.
Doing your work.
One of the reasons I'm moving out of here, yes.
Ground vehicle
Moving out
delivery
of Pittsburgh.
confirmed.
Moving out of the city. I'm staying in the shelter.
Okay.
I'm out of the city.
So there's people tax for living in the city.
Then as a business owner, I have all this.
Payroll tax, all that stuff. Okay. So what is the city tax if you're living
I
in the
believe
city?
right now it's 5.78%.
On top of your Pennsylvania income tax?
In my county tax.
Wow. So you're like, if you're doing well, you're taking home less than
You're never
50%.
going to do as well as you can. Never going to do as well as you can. Now, this all used to be steel. These guys are still flat rolling steel here.
Okay, so there's still a fair amount of steel in operation?
Oh, yeah. This is technology here. It's all
Okay.
Carnegie Mellon University labs.
Okay, so that's what makes Pittsburgh a little bit different than some other Rust Belt cities, right? It's got this
The enemy
new-
has your
We
flag.
recovered, man. People
the enemy
think of
carrier.
things to do.
Okay, but I was reading last night, the population in Pittsburgh is basically half of what it was in the 60s, late 60s.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Had a lot of guys die from working in the mills.
Is that coming back?
Yeah.
I
Younger
returned our
people coming
flag.
in. Problem is like some of these properties, being a person who's recently looking for property,
Yeah.
you could have a shack with no windows in it, completely trashed inside. And they're going to want $70,000-$80,000 for it. You can't move in for a year. You're going to rehab that entire house.
Okay, but you can buy a house for 80,000 here?
The house I just bought was listed at 48.
48,000.
Yeah. Not a big house, small, 2 bedrooms, kitchen, living room, 2 baths.
It's livable?
Oh, yeah, it's ready, moved in, ready. Lady's just trying to get rid of it.
The enemy has your flag.
She lives in at 48. I offered her 32 and she took it.
32,000 for a house.
Yeah. Gotta know these streets to know which lane to be in, man. Now, this is Hazelwood. The city's pretty degraded.
What's going on here?
Nothing. This guy on the right, sold restaurant right here on the right-hand side.
What a cool building.
Okay, the Hungarian guy. It's funny about him is he come in about 8 in the morning. He'd up for a lunch up until about 3. He cooks 1 dish. That was the menu.
All right, it's on the way.
He'd look at it and say, get out. Leave.
So Hazelwood is part of Pittsburgh? Okay, so that's what Pittsburgh is, right? A bunch of neighborhoods. Little hole in the wall. Italian Village Pizza.
Enemy captured
It's in
the
flux,
flag.
right? I mean, there's new paint on some of these buildings.
They're trying to get this back up, but there's just really nothing going on down
But
here.
Hazelwood's had better days.
Enemy returns their flag.
Homestead.
Right outside of Pittsburgh.
These are buildings. This is all. You can get into a house here for 30,000 easily.
Wow. You could work at Subway sandwiches and buy a house.
A lot of room here for anyone flipping or just wants to get a
Power equipment's
portfolio
coming
of
up.
rentals in here. This would be the place to go.
Look at this. You got a garden here in town? This is really interesting, I gotta say. There's like,
People,
5
they get a
minutes
job
remaining.
somewhere,
Power
just
equipment on the
empty
field.
lot. They'll get together as a community and make a garden, swap vegetables down with each other.
great. A little change up here. Box shops in the old steel mills, right?
It's all built up, all of it. Everything you're looking at now, high-end stuff.
So how does it make you feel as a local to see this
Where are we up to
transformation?
next?
Oh, I like it. There's a lot of people in the homestead now have good jobs. These are the stacks from the old mill here.
So you guys got to Pittsburgh. I mean, is steel history something you're proud of? Like you really had a big part in building the country, right?
Oh, for sure. There's a town right up the river, further up north up the river here. The town's called Ambridge, and it's actually named after the company, American Bridge. And in World War II, they made transport ships, threw them in the river here and towed them all the way down to New Orleans. Big steel production here for naval ships and tanks. The Jeep was invented here.
Really?
This is Braddock. We're in the suburb.
We're in the suburbs. Okay. So when you move out of Pittsburgh, you're going to go more in this direction.
Yeah, moving towards the Menneson. As the windows are out, you notice people have been in them. They're probably like this one here, probably $8,000. And that's just the property. This is your ET plant.
So this is still in operation.
Oh yeah, it's making steel right now.
So it's just employing way less people. Is that the story?
Automated.
The enemy has your
Actually
flag.
takes steel.
The enemy
Sure,
carrier.
there's got a little food bank going on.
So what was a place like this when you were a kid?
Thriving. There was 4 or 5 mills all around us.
Power
The
items
neighborhood
incoming.
was all played. You had
Captured the
these
flag.
over here, they all bingo.
Okay.
But everyone had their own area, their own neighborhood. You know, block they used to be?
Power items on the field.
An ally returned our flag.
What was this? A school over here, Brian?
Probably, yeah.
School. What is that? Like Serbian? I don't even know what that is. School. Maybe. How you doing, ma'am?
How you all doing?
We're making a video of this guy. Yeah, he's a Pittsburgh guy. Yeah.
Pittsburgh, but they need to start bringing stuff back because everything when I was living in Pittsburgh here, but when we were younger, Pittsburgh was the place to be just like Braddock.
Oh yeah.
This. So you grew up there. What was this like?
Newspapers, station.
Conference Pontiac started right in that
Pontiac cars.
Yeah, that was the first place.
What was this building?
The church.
That's the nun's house.
Nun's house. A lot of history here.
Uh,
You wish it was like before?
Yeah. The downside of the livelihood. That's the house of these big corporations. Yeah. They communities. That's why Rankin, Duquesne, Homestead, and
All the jobs just left overnight.
yeah, that's what happens.
Okay.
I worked at the Westinghouse and one of the ones when they closed, walked through there.
How was that day?
It was terrible. I mean, you lose your job. You done been there for 15 years. You know, luckily I did get another decent job. The fact of the matter is you think, well, I'm going to retire from here.
Power equipment
Didn't
income.
happen.
You got kids?
The enemy
Did
has
they
your
leave? Are they
flag.
still here?
The enemy carrier has repeated
But my
themselves.
grandkids and great grandkids.
1 minute remaining.
You said,
Power
did
equipment
you say
has
great
arrived.
grandkids?
11 great grands.
Wow.
Still hunks, man. We're a hardy breed.
Doing well. You're doing well.
But yeah, that's how it had you know, railroad.
Yeah.
Put all the down to
taking our flag.
therefore the station was right there on
The enemy carrier.
and then 7th. So we had the station, the trolleys, jewelry stores, the bakeries.
Okay, how do we bring you out of time?
Technology now.
An ally returned our flag.
Don't give up. We've got a lot of people who is interested in putting different projects on the avenue and on the back
And
property.
residential.
Okay.
And this church is a historical.
Power
It's a
weapons on the
beauty.
way.
We're trying to get some money.
Wheels en route.
Yeah.
Another block, another church. Guys, everything revolves around the church.
Another
Did
victory,
you only hang
Spartan.
out with Irish guys? You'd stay to your tribe, or did it mix
Yeah.
up?
On the north side of Pittsburgh. We were the dregs of the city. Italians, blacks. Not too many Jews. They took care of their thing up in the Squirrel Hill area. Some Polish. Everybody was everybody's friend. There, nobody, not like today, you know. You get a little scuffle with somebody, out comes a gun, out comes a knife. When I was a kid, though, yeah, you got cracked in the mouth or punched in the eye and maybe gave one back. Next day, you're buddies again.
Right.
So this is the first library, free library in the country.
Carnegie Library.
Yep.
Was he loved or hated, or both?
Well, if you worked for him, you hated his guts. But if you're in the neighborhood and you're the wife and the kids of a guy working 12, 16 hours a day in the mill, he built your library.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
built a bathhouse.
at least his philanthropy went into the city, right? All right, so right back in Pittsburgh here.
Yep.
Just a few minutes away. So the big family names here are Carnegie, obviously, Mellon.
Rockefeller, Fricks lived here. Their mansions right down the street. They all had their hands in here.
So more millionaires here at one time than New York City.
Oh, absolute. And they all just went to New York because there's
From
too
what,
many
like-
millionaires here.
From like what, 1850s to 1950s, something
Yeah,
like that?
railroads all the way up into World War II, pretty much. Yeah.
Got a little gallery there. Okay, so this is middle class neighborhood, fair to say?
Yeah.
What do you think these homes go for?
200,
Oh, come on, that cheap?
200, 250, somewhere in here.
These much more though over here, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of these are broken up into apartments now and not so much mansions. These houses down here, you're getting into old Pittsburgh now. Turn of the century and before.
This is Old Burg. Do you guys call it Burg or you always say Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I say the Burg. Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Pittsburgh?
Depends on who you're talking to, you know. So this is the actual Frick mansion.
Beautiful.
And this is a park the daughter donated to the city.
Frick Museum. It's good to see all this old wealth at least go into something, right?
Oh,
For the
yeah.
community.
Yeah. I mean, the children of Henry Frick They were nice people. Henry Frick himself, not so much. But you got to look at the time, when he was alive and how the times were. You know what I mean? Like, you can't compare yourself to, say, a Pittsburgher of the Civil War, and then you're a Pittsburgher of the 1960s. It's two different worlds.
How about a Pittsburgher now?
I don't know. A lot of these younger people have lost that identity. They don't do Pittsburgh things.
What are Pittsburgh things?
Well, like for instance, 4th of July, I did the audio for the fireworks down at Point State Park. It used to be 1 million people down there, literally. This year, 200,000 maybe between all the shores and everything around the point.
So what's the identity of Pittsburgh now? It was steel.
Love in the afternoon. She sings sweet. What would you look like to me? What can't stay late, not getting up all the time in the world. Sweet, she sang sweetly. Come back soon. Come back for more than love in the afternoon. Reasons blow by in the afternoon. She sings sweet and all you cry too. Finally recovered from last year's round. Am I crazy? Love you. Love. In the afternoon, she's so sweet. Sleeping to waking to make
Enemy halfway to victory.
In the after, outside the window,
5 minutes remaining.
my touch of your back, and the kicks to me all the time in the world. That girl. She sang sweetly. Come back soon. Come back for more than love in the eye. Breezes blow by in the afternoon. She sings sweetly. I don't I crave to be
Whiplash. Leader nearing victory.
Never stop believing, Spartan.
Singing this tune.